over crypto. But before we even begin this podcast, right, there was a lot of talk happening recently in the marketplace about buying crypto, buying real estate, investing into stocks. And I could not believe the ignorance I heard on these calls.
Right.
X calls, chat in the comments. But what had me is that people were actually buying luxury cars over crypto.
Yes.
And I was like, hold on a second here. I've been there before where I bought cars in the past, Lamborghini, for example. And I thought about the opportunity cost I spent getting that car versus spending into crypto.
Right.
And I was like, I lost probably over like a million.
Millions. Yeah.
And this is a tweet I brought up today, actually, if you don't mind, Bills, from Brandon. He mentioned that people are actually doing this on a high scale. So he says here, if your car payment is higher than your monthly Bitcoin buy, then natural selection is coming for you. And I can't agree more than he's saying here because it's true. Yeah. So real quick, when it comes to buying crypto and obviously getting Bitcoin, what's your take on that? Should people do it now? Should they wait? What do you think, Charlie Miguel?
I mean, right now, Bitcoin's dropped from 124,000 to 112,000. Even if, because like can you?
Into the mic.
Where's Big Mo?
Before we started, just some clarity here. There was some hair on the mic, right here to be exact. I don't know how it got there, but like, sorry, go ahead.
Carpet mattress, right? No. No, just so the question was buying now, right? Yeah. So like, just before this podcast, I did just a quick market update on my own YouTube channel and everything. And one of the things that we follow is the Bitcoin 60-day cycle. We call it the Lucas cycle as well because Bob Lucas was the guy who basically coined the 60-day cycle for Bitcoin. Shout out to him, absolutely. And the thing that even if you got the worst case for a 60-day cycle, right now we're on day 22. The high has been on day 17. Anytime the high is before day 30, that tends to be a bearish move. So what you want to see is a high after day 25, and then that tells you usually go up until about day 45 to 55, which would then be another 20 to 30, maybe 40 days from here of upside. So we'd have October. But in kind of worst case scenario right now in the market, you'd have to break Bitcoin below about $107,000. And if that does happen, then you go down from here for about 20 to 30 days into a mid to late October, and you get support between about 99,000 to let's say $104,000 Bitcoin. So that's kind of your worst case scenario right now, is just going back down, hitting 100K, sitting there, and then going up in November and December. The other option right now for the market to do would be to hold 112. By the end of the week, get back above $114,000, $115,000 Bitcoin. If that happens, then we're going to new all-time highs by the end of October. So that's the usefulness of watching the 60-day cycles. Allows you to continue your dollar cost average on whatever you are buying, but then go heavier at the times where you have more opportunity. So
Charlie, the argument is that why am I going to spend this money to Bitcoin? It's already too high.
Right.
I got to go buy a car right now, enjoy life, and we're going to be doomed anyway.
Well, Robert Kiyosaki would be disappointed in that, right?
Yeah.
What I mean by that is just, buy assets, not liabilities. Absolutely. Because if you buy liabilities, well, what's going to happen? Let's say you bought a brand new Porsche for like $130,000, let's say, right? It wasn't too customized. What's that going to be worth in a year or 2 years? Going to be half the price.
Like 30% off?
At least,
right?
Minimum, right?
Yeah.
Maybe even 50% off.
Yeah.
And so, like, why? Why would you do that to yourself? Versus if you buy Bitcoin a year from now, worst case is actually the same scenario. Might be 50% off. And in that case, what do? You buy more because a year from now would be the bottom of the 4-year cycle. Between basically Q4 of next year, between October to December is basically where you're supposed to get the 4-year cycle low for Bitcoin. And so then if you bought more at that time, then basically all you need to do is wait from this point, wait about 2 years, and then you'd be up again. So even if you kind of take worst case scenarios when it comes to crypto, like comparatively to a depreciating asset, it's not that bad.
Just to your point, it's funny because you got to deal with interest when you buy a car, repairs, and depreciation all at one time.
Yeah,
all at one time.
Crypto, I'm gonna get a loss, but that's it. No maintenance. It is what it is.
The cool thing as well is if let's say it did go down, like it was, oh shit, the top's in, which we don't think it is. There's a lot of liquidity moving around globally, and that's going to push us into next year. So I would be shocked if Bitcoin doesn't make it above $130,000 this year. But what do you call it? If you just kind of look at where crypto's going long term, like it's just an easy buy. I don't know. It's
I mean, you're buying an asset, right? So like in 2 years, Bitcoin's going to be higher than when you bought it, basically, right? Versus or even let's just say 3 years, right? In 3 years, you're down 30, 40, 50% on that Porsche. On the Bitcoin, you're now up.
Correct.
Or at break even and stuff, which that car that depreciated is never going to go back up, basically. And that's the main thing is you're buying assets, right? But there is a little bit of timing in the market, right? For like 3 out of the 4 years in the cycle, it's basically a no-brainer to buy Bitcoin, literally. But this is kind of how we got into. Remember that argument that first day we went on the NFNF on Friday? We got into argument with the Bitcoin Maxi, right? The Bitcoin Maxi, right?
He called in Bitcoin only, bros. Oh, bro. You know what's funny about that guy? He calls in every show pretty much, or has a comment, and it's like you can say it from the very beginning. Staple, foundation, Bitcoin, Ethereum. That's what you guys say all the time.
Yeah. And my brand it's just proof that basically people act with their emotions, not logic, because the dude's never watched our channel for shit. Like if he just looks at the brand, my brand, right? Cultivate crypto. That's exactly what we preach since 2019. Just like you want to basically stack coins, not dollars, because the coins that will stick around, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, like you're just gonna win.
Speaking of coins and obviously money, I just sold some Ethereum and bought another Rolex. There you go. So there you go.
Well, and the Rolex keeps its value, right?
100%.
Yeah.
So it's better than buying another car. But back to you, Miguel. So let's get into this real quick. So let's say the other argument is real estate.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to buy crypto. I can buy real estate right now. I can get a property, rent it out, live in it. And yeah, rates are high, but they're going down. Why buy crypto?
Why buy crypto? So it all depends on the purchase price. So right now, real estate is going down. Right now, the interest rates are still high, but it is always like a thing of like, do you need it versus an investment? Like right now, I don't think it's really the best time to be buying real estate as an investment. I think probably later in like late 26, maybe mid 27, I think rates have come down finally. We've people who've been wanting to kind of like refinance or at least sell their property and move somewhere else have done so. And then I really think that's the bottom of the market. I think from like 27 onwards, we're going to go into a nice little real estate run on residential. Commercial, I don't know. Commercial's pretty screwed. But on the crypto side, right, it's once you buy it, there's really no other costs to owning it. I think a lot of people don't realize, like, I mean, look, real estate's a great investment. I think the most millionaires have been made from real estate, but it's work. It's
Can I stop you real quick?
Yeah.
So fellas, this is very important. Real estate is amazing. I think it's one of the best things you can do for long-term wealth. However, it is very costly. I just had a repair on my property, right, bro? Plumbing. Just some plumbing shit, right, bro?
Yeah.
Some pipes down under my house. It was $10,000.
Damn.
Yep.
Mind you, taxes have been raising at an alarming rate in almost every county and state I've seen so far by a lot. Luckily, I can afford it. But what if you're making ends meet? You got to pay your car payment, pay your rent, pay your mortgage, and then taxes? You're screwed. So there's a cost, our phantom costs, so to speak, you don't see up front.
Yeah.
Real estate, maintenance, things go wrong, Murphy's Law.
Tenants,
what else? Tenants. Maybe they leave the property if you're renting out property. And these costs add up. And fellas, you might put a down payment on, I got a house. But then you become house poor. Versus crypto, you put the money right there, it's set and forget.
Correct. Yeah.
Yep.
And then we try to tell our guys, to put most of their portfolio in kind of like more sure bet